For this class assignment, I watched the video Asian Enough by David Hyuna. This video gave information about stereotyping, misrepresentation, and lack of representation of the Asian community in Hollywood. I believe that David Hyuna did a really great job at giving the speech without being too political and too inflammatory towards his audience. In doing this, in the end, he was able to keep the conversation light but also informative. I believe that David Hyuna did a really great job at controlling his ethos and displaying it towards the audience by showing his competency, displaying great character, showing that he cared, and displaying good charisma. I believe to show his competency, David Hyuna was able to let people know that he had something, that he was able to give a speech on something that he had self-experience in. David Hyuna also had recorded evidence that Asian stereotyping, misrepresentation, and lack of representation did happen in Hollywood. He was able to show us this information through movies that we've all seen, and also through the survey of other people who had experienced this misrepresentation, stereotyping, and lack of representation. I think David Hyuna did a really good job at showing his character towards the audience. He was honest and he was genuine, and I believe that he only could be because this was something that he himself had experienced. I believe that he also showed good character, and that he showed his character because he showed his heart. And in the end, he told us about how great he felt when, after he got done with the play, in which he played a character that wasn't really written for an Asian character, a student of Asian descent came up to him and explained to him how happy he was to see someone in this position doing something that he never thought was possible before. David Hyuna knows that representation matters. I believe that he was able to show his charisma to the audience by keeping them engaged and being able to let them know that this is something that we all can talk about, and that we can take seriously, but also still, keep lightly. There were moments in the speech where David Hyuna said something, but then there was a pause in his speaking because the audience laughed. Now in this, David didn't get angry. He just did a little chuckle, smiled, and then explained to them why, although this is funny, this isn't really a laughing matter because it is a serious situation. With his flip-flopping of emotions and appealization to his audience's pathos, he was able to keep them engaged and on their toes, waiting for what would be said next. I believe that overall, David Hyuna did a really good job on his TED Talk, and it makes me wonder about how I can help when it comes to stereotyping, misrepresentation, and lack of representation for the Asian community in Hollywood, not just in Hollywood, but also in my daily life. I believe that David Hyuna's speech was an informative speech about Asian stereotyping, lack of representation, and misrepresenting them in the media. And I believe that he did a really good job at explaining why in Hollywood, Asians just can't be Asian enough.